The best Lenovo laptops are reliable, high-performing, and cost-effective, and come in a variety of shapes and sizes depending on your needs. Some are fantastic for creative needs, others are better for gaming, and some are just out-and-out powerhouses capable of running more intensive software. We've reviewed the laptops in this list to help you find the best laptop for you. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Number 5. Lenovo Legion Pro 5, Gen 8. AMD Ryzen 7000 CPUs and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series GPUs, up to a 4070, running at a whopping 140 WTGP total graphics power with dynamic boost. You can choose between a 165 Hz or a 240 Hz display. Both have a QHD Plus resolution and support VRR to reduce screen tearing. Every CPU and GPU configuration can push high frame rates, but if you want to play all your games at 1440p, getting a model with an RTX 4060 or 4070 is best. RAM and storage max out at 32 GB and 1 TB respectively, though both are user upgradable. As for the build, it isn't the most premium feeling laptop since it's a mid-range model, but it still feels sturdy and well built with a mix of metal and plastic. Its bulky design makes it hard to carry around, and the battery lasts less than 5 hours of light use. It has a tactile keyboard, Wi-Fi 6E wireless connectivity, and a wide port selection, including an HDMI 2.1 and Ethernet. Unfortunately, there are no biometrics for quick logins. The Lenovo Legion 5 Pro is excellent for gaming. Its AMD Ryzen 7000 CPU and NVIDIA RTX 40 series GPU can push high FRAM. The SSD has incredibly fast read speed, which is great for gaming, as it helps reduce loading times. Plus, the storage is user replaceable, and so is the RAM. The battery lasts only an hour or so when gaming, but on the upside, it charges very quickly. Number 4. Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i Chromebook 14. The best cheap pick. This affordable 14-inch model is a great option for younger students or anyone needing a simple device for light productivity tasks. In many ways, this model provides a better user experience than the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i 15, 2023, above. It's more portable since it's a smaller 14-inch device, and it has a brighter display to combat glare. Battery life is also better at around 13 hours of light use. However, the keyboard feels mushier and causes some fatigue over an extended period, and the touchpad isn't quite as responsive. The most notable difference is that it runs Chrome OS, which is more limited than Windows, as you can only use web-based and Android apps, and Linux apps with some tweaking. As such, it isn't ideal if your work or school program requires specific Windows software. You can configure this laptop with an Intel N100, EN200, or a Core i3 N305 CPU. We recommend the latter as the N100 and N200 are much slower and only suitable for those with an extremely light workload. Unfortunately, there's no fingerprint sensor or facial recognition camera. The Lenovo IdeaPad 3i Chromebook is good for school use. It's easy to carry around, and its battery lasts over 13 hours of light use. It has a sharp, bright display, a spacious but slightly mushy keyboard, and an excellent 1080p webcam. Also, this laptop isn't ideal for students requiring specialized software that only runs on Windows on macOS. Number 3. Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i, the best budget Lenovo laptop. This 15.6-inch Windows Ultra Portable is available with various Intel 13th Gen CPUs, from a Core i3 to i7, and up to 16 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage. The Intel CPUs are low-power processors, so while they're fast enough to handle light productivity tasks like text processing and web browsing, they aren't ideal for demanding workloads like video editing. For the display, the cheaper configurations come with a low-quality TN panel. You'll have to spend more if you want to upgrade to an IPS display. The keyboard feels comfortable to type on, and the touchpad is small but responsive. Ports include 2 USB-As, a USB-C, an HDMI, and an SD card reader. It has a fingerprint sensor built into the power button for quick logins. Its biggest flaw is its short battery life of around 6 to 7 hours of light use. Its Intel CPU can handle light productivity tasks, but isn't ideal for demanding workloads. Number 2. Lenovo Yoga 7i 16, 2023. Best cheaper mid-range model, which is plenty fast for general productivity tasks like text processing and spreadsheets. Its 16-inch display gives you ample room for split-screen multitasking and supports pen input. Depending on the region, you can get a bundle with a stylus, Otherwise, you'll have to buy it separately. There are two display options, a FHD Plus and a QHD Plus panel. We recommend the latter, as it looks sharper and gets brighter to combat glare. The battery lasts around 12 hours of light use and charges quickly over USB-C. Regarding ports, you get two USB-As, two USB-C/Thunderbolt 4S, an HDMI, and a microSD card reader. There's Wi-Fi 6E wireless connectivity, and biometrics include a fingerprint sensor and a facial recognition camera. The keyboard gets a little warm under load, but thankfully, the fans remain quiet, and thermal throttling is minimal. The Lenovo Yoga 7i16 is great for school use. It feels very well built, and its battery lasts over 12 hours of light use. It has a sharp, bright display, a spacious keyboard, and a large, smooth touchpad. It's available with Intel 13th Gen CPUs, which are fast enough to handle light to moderately intensive workloads. However, its integrated graphics perform poorly, so it isn't ideal for students in fields like 3D graphics and animation. As for portability, it's relatively thin, but it's a 16-inch device nonetheless, and on the heavier side. Number 1. Lenovo Slim Pro 7 14 2023. Best Lenovo laptop overall. A 14-inch mobile workstation. This compact model feels sturdy and provides an excellent user experience with its sharp display, spacious keyboard, and large touchpad. You can configure it with an AMD Ryzen 5 7735HS or Ryzen 7 7740HS CPU paired with an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 discrete GPU. The Ryzen CPUs are fast, and while the RTX 3050 is a few years old, it can still handle heavy workloads like video editing and 3D graphics. The downside is that you can only get up to 16 GB of soldered RAM. Storage maxes out at 1 TB but is user replaceable. Its wide port selection includes a USB-C with USB 4 support and a true HDMI 2.1 that can output a 4K 120Hz signal. Battery life is great at almost 10 hours of light use. If you need more processing power or RAM, check out a model like the Lenovo ThinkPad P1 Gen 4 2021. Of course, this is an older model from 2021 with slower Intel 11th Gen CPUs, but there's a newer 2023 version. It's available with Intel 13th Gen CPUs and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series GPUs, up to a 4090. It isn't as portable though, and it's significantly more expensive. You can see the ThinkPad P1 Gen 6 here. Its wide port selection includes a USB 4 and an HDMI 2.1, but there's no Thunderbolt 4 support since it's an AMD system. As for upgradability, while the storage drive is user replaceable, the memory isn't, meaning you can only get up to 16 GB of RAM.